Yes, as one of the suspects. That juvenile is Anthony Aguilar, 17 years old.
So in total, there are 4 suspects?
There were initially 4 suspects. One has been contacted, actually came in on his own yesterday and was interviewed by our detectives and has been ruled out as being involved in the shooting.
So he's not in custody?
No, he is not.
There's a video circulating right now of the fight. Have you guys seen it, and can you comment on it?
I have seen the fight. It's very difficult to really decipher anything in that video because it's very dark and very short and very frantic, I guess you might say. But yes, we are looking at that.
Do you have any leads on where they're at right now?
At this point in time, we are following up on some leads, and we're hoping that something pans out.
Do you believe they're together?
It's hard to say.
Are they from Nye County, or did they come from out of town?
They, 3 of the 4 are from Pahrump.
Okay.
The 4th does have connections to Pahrump, family connections, I believe used to live here, but does not currently reside here in Pahrump.
Do you have any information that may indicate that Joey was targeted for assassination?
I have seen a mention that there was a comment made that a green light was put on Joey. For what reason, I don't know. That information just came to my attention this morning, and I will check with the detectives if they're aware of that.
Initial social media reports said that the sheriffs responded to the fight and had left, and the shooting happened about 10 minutes later. Is that accurate?
That is my understanding, yes.
Okay. And you mentioned a fully automatic clock, so that would be a modified semi-automatic handgun?
It would be manufactured as a semi-automatic and modified, altered illegally to be fully automatic.
I understand after speaking with several sources yesterday that a lot of these kids hang out in the park every weekend and they drink, they trash up the bathrooms, do the graffiti. When you guys went out on the 5th to break up the fight, is that the case? You broke up the fight the first time before the actual shooting. What is the procedure for like maybe clearing the area so that another fight doesn't break out as soon as they leave?
The fight was no longer going on at the time that the deputies arrived. They had stopped fighting, so the deputies were not even aware of who was involved in any fight at the time. So, I mean, it's a organized function in the park, movie in the park, so why would we clear out the area? There would be no need to.
But the movie was a little distance away, and like, because I went to the location at Ian Deutsch Park yesterday,
Mhm.
and there was actually in the parking lot in one lane there's actually a little short memorial. It's just like it says JP with a heart on it. So that's the spot where he was actually killed. But from my understanding, the movie in the park is kind of in the background, in the to the left of that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So they were kind of a distance from the actual movie.
It's a public park, so people frequent the park. They go to the skate park. The kids go to the skate park. Other people frequent that park with their dogs and play ball, and other people bring their kids to the little jungle gym things. So it's not out of the ordinary for people to be at that park at all hours of the day or night. So there really would be no reason for us to have shut it down.
Is movie at the park something that happened, like, is this like a weekly thing, or
Yes, it is.
do you think that you're not gonna do that for the next week? Is that like that?
We are going to discuss that as the day goes on.
Okay.
There were some reports that Joy may have shielded some kids during the actual shooting. Is that true?
I'll let Lieutenant Eisenloff respond to that. I'm unaware.
Among many witness accounts that we have received during the course of this investigation, we did indeed receive some accounts that seem to indicate that he was involved in protecting some juveniles when those initial fights broke out. However, we do not know whether or not any of that activity was connected to the eventual shooting.
You may have already said this, but how many actual rounds were shot?
That information has not been released yet.
Okay.
Sheriff, this may be a question more for the district attorney, but the youngest, the juvenile, will they be pursued as an adult at trial if and when you catch them?
More than likely, I would say yes. That juvenile, I believe, is 1 month away from being an adult. So more than likely would be charged as an adult.
I noticed on your Facebook post that Fabian wasn't one of the original people you were looking for, and his name was revealed in an update.
Correct.
Did you later discover that he may have been involved in the actual shooting?
He was, in the early stages of the investigation, he was not identified.
What charges do they face?
At this point, they face charges of murder, conspiracy, possession of a altered firearm.
Do you believe this is an isolated incident, or is it possibly tied to other situations that we've had in the past?
There is, based on what we are aware of at this point, there's no reason to believe that it's related to anything else. I do believe it is an isolated incident directed at individuals.
Is the park currently like open for people to go to right now?
Yes, it is.
In the video, there's a comment made that the officers are right next to them when they're fighting. Can you comment on that?
I do not know. I will have to take a look at that.
Yeah, I actually heard that in the audio as well, in one of the videos that I received, that the cops were nearby, but, so.
All right. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate your time.
Or more people have tips?
Absolutely. Again, you can call the Nye County Sheriff's Office, 775-751-7000, option number 5, or Nevada Crime Stoppers, 702-385-5555. And again, there could be a cash reward, and you can remain anonymous through either source.